All right, sorry for the short delay. We had a budget review from 6 to 7:30. It went a little bit longer than we anticipated. At a regular meeting of the Board of Trustees, the Village of Fredonia duly called and held on 25th day of April 2011 at 7:30 in the Trustees Room, second floor, Village Hall, Fredonia, New York, and public notice of this time and place of this meeting has been given. The news and media posted in one or more designated public locations in accordance with Section 104 of the Open Meeting Law. Trustee Brown.
Be resolved that in accordance with the provisions of the village charter, Trustee Siri is hereby authorized to preside at this meeting in absence of the mayor.
All those in second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Whereas members of this board present at this meeting have read official minutes of the Board of Trustees regular meeting of April 11, 2011. Now therefore be resolved, this board approves the minutes as entered into the official minutes, and be it further resolved that the reading of the minutes will be dispensed with.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Reports?
One report tonight was the building inspector's report for the month of February and March. I have them both here. For the month of February, there were a total of 2 building permits issued with a valuation of $9,500 and $85 collected in fee. 12 certificates of compliance for residential rental property inspections with a total of $965 in fees, and 12 certificates of compliance for commercial fire and safety inspections, $850 in fees. For the month of March, there were a total of 8 building permits issued with $2,932.82 collected in fees, 13 certificates of compliance for residential and rental property inspections, $4,135 collected in fees, and 12 certificates of compliance for commercial fire and safety inspections, total of $700 in fees.
Thank you. Correspondence?
Correspondence was received from the S&W Company notifying the village that Ellicottville Brewing Company will be renewing their on-premise liquor license for premises located at 34 West Main Street in Fredonia.
Any other?
Yes, correspondence was received from the Secretary of the J.S. Lambert Hook and Ladder Company to continue the name of Jessica Kennedy on the active role effective immediately.
Be it resolved that the name of Jessica Kennedy, 70 Greco Lane, Dunkirk, is hereby continued on the active role of the J.S. Lambert Hook and Ladder Company effective immediately.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Correspondence was received from the Secretary of the M.M. Fenner Hose Company to continue the name of Katie Van Valkenburg and Rich Butts Jr. on the active role effective immediately.
Be it resolved that the names of Katie Van Valkenburg, 28 East Green Street, Dunkirk, and Richard Butts Jr., 5066 Shore Drive, Dunkirk, are hereby continued on the active role of the M&M Fenner Hose Company effective immediately.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Correspondence was received from the Secretary of the Fredonia Fire Police Company to continue the name of Robert Lesh on the active role effective immediately.
Be it resolved that the name of Robert Stephen Lesh, 10596 Linwood Drive, Dunkirk, is hereby continued on the active role of the Fredonia Fire Police Company effective immediately.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye.
Final correspondence was received from Walt Settlemeyer, 8th District Commander, American Legion, Department of New York, requesting permission to hold a parade in conjunction with the American Legion 8th District Convention from Risley Street down Temple to Church, where the parade will be disbanded, Saturday, June 18th, 2011, beginning at 6 p.m.
Be resolved that the request of Walt Settlemeyer, 8th District Commander, American Legion, Department of New York, to hold a parade in conjunction with the American Legion 8th District Convention from Risley Street down Temple Street to Church Street, where the parade will disband, Saturday, June 18th, 2011, beginning at 6 p.m. is hereby approved, subject to the direction of the Police Department and the village receiving a certificate of insurance in the amount of $1 million, naming the village as an additional insured. This resolution supersedes the resolution passed by the Board of Trustees on March 28th, 2011.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. This being the time and place for the public portion, if anyone is here to address the board, please rise and state your name and where you live.
Mark Inwood. Question.
is between the street and the curb. Jack?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
The village might want to take action on the one tree at 45 Curtis Avenue in Fredonia. It has a lean of about 35 degrees and good wind from blowing into a house. Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
25 first.
25 Curtis.
Okay. Ma'am?
Hi, I'm Kara Halbert. This is Michelle Kroll. This is Marshall Thompson, and we live on Holmes Place.
Yes.
And we've had some big troubles on our street for the past 5 years. A lot of construction going on with sewerage and only Band-Aid problems. So we took pictures for you guys.
Sure.
Thank you.
Keep
Let's
them
take a
if
look
you
at
want. They're all different. We'd like some of these problems resolved.
You were at the top of the discussion earlier today, so.
Yes.
Really?
So,
We've
yeah,
had,
you're
we've
part of it,
had,
yeah.
through the years, many neighbors call the two mayors, previous and now, the street department, and never getting end results, just Band-Aid fixes. So we decided to call ourselves the Forgotten Ones because nobody walks down our street where, I mean, this is from Central Avenue to the dead end, which we're the dead end, he's up closer. So I think the pictures speak for themselves.
I live right behind it, so I see
Okay.
it, so does Tom,
Me
so.
myself, too.
I've only lived there 2 years, and the water main's probably broke 5 to 7 times on that street.
It's one of our biggest
Right.
problems.
That's what we're talking about currently in our budget, because this is something that we would have to, of course, bond. And we were talking with Jack currently about 6:30, 7 o'clock, and to discuss, we need to replace the water line. The problem is, the last 2 years, they finished the drainage last summer. Now, there's a problem with the water line, everyone knows it. Now it's a matter of
But
fixing
now,
that water line.
right, now the problem is you've connected new pipe to old pipe, which creates a weak link all the way down the street.
Right.
And so it wasn't fixed properly to begin with. Now they can't, nobody wants to pave our street because knowing that there's
Well, and
going
that's-
to be future breaks. So do we have to suffer?
No, and that's exactly it, that's where we are in the budget discussion currently.
I mean,
That's-
we understand money is what it is,
Right.
you know,
Right.
but that street is the street of, middle-class families that have jobs and pay their taxes and take care of their homes.
Right.
And the fact that at one portion of the street, you can barely get your car through on a single lane. It's really, the streets now really more become a lawsuit waiting to happen for the village. Because God forbid there was a problem, like a true emergency on the street. I'm not sure the fire equipment could get down the street successfully because the sinkhole is huge.
Chief is right there, I don't
Yeah.
wanna answer the chief, so I don't wanna.
But I mean, it's a problem on that street. I mean, and living at the end of the street, I'm like, could you get here? I'm sure you would for me, but.
No, the mayor, I don't wanna speak for the mayor, and the mayor has addressed that issue, and, he personally went down that street when he campaigned, and
We
that
know
was
that.
one thing, and I live right behind it, I know, like I said, the problem is last summer, they just completed it.
Yes.
And we just finished, just talking about, what we're gonna do. And like you said, if we did a Band-Aid and we put a thin layer of blacktop over the top of it at 50,000, it's not gonna help because then,
You're gonna be digging
first
a
water
line
break,
for the water line.
Yeah.
exactly.
And also, we have a lot of children
Right.
riding a lot of bicycles,
Right.
and those kids, their wheel's gonna go in there, there's gonna be a lot of accidents, somebody's gonna sue somebody.
Right.
You can see it is
It's
a
a major
disastrous
problem.
street right now.
You are, and I'll just tell you that you're not the only 3 forgotten ones at home. Yeah, we received phone calls from many people. I've seen somebody this week already, actually today or yesterday,
Great,
that said the same exact thing. So
Yeah, their letter.
we are addressing that issue.
thank you.
Jack behind you did contact engineers for quotes, and we need to know that number before we move ahead with it. So
Great.
okay, so you're not forgotten. Trust us.
Believe me.
Thank you so
So
much.
horrible.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else like to address the board? Sir, your name?
Ricky Inwood, Holton Street. I know you're not the mayor. I brought it up at the last meeting about the St. Patrick's Day public drinking.
Right.
I was wondering if anything was investigated, or was there an answer to that? Of the police turning a blind eye?
Well, the mayor will be back in 2 weeks. Actually, no, the first meeting of the month will
Yeah.
be the 8th, 9th. Or you can call him, he's here every day. So you can ask that question directly to him, because I know he didn't speak to you, so I don't even know how to address that question. Sorry.
That's why it's,
Yeah, yeah. So he'll be back, and he's here every day in what, 9, 10 o'clock in the morning until 2, 3 o'clock during the day, so he's always.
which I'm at work.
Well, you could call him, but he will be here on May the 9th, which will be the first meeting of month of May.
Thank you.
You're welcome, sir. And if you want to, sir, leave a phone number for Rick, and maybe the mayor can call you
Call you
directly.
back.
Okay.
I'll do that.
Anyone else? Mike? John? Okay. We'll close that public portion. Trustee Brown.
Be it resolved that the village clerk is hereby authorized to advertise for informal sealed bids for the sale of unused vehicles no longer needed for the village purpose. Said bid shall be received at the village clerk's office, 9-11 Church Street, Fredonia, New York, until 10 a.m. on May 9th, 2011, at which time the bids shall be publicly opened and read out loud. The village board of trustees reserves the right to reject any and all bids and to accept the bid deemed most advantageous to the village of Fredonia. Said vehicles shall not be sold as is condition, and no warranties of any kind are made with respect of these vehicles.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Be resolved that the regular and overtime payrolls of various village department and bills approved by the Finance Committee and set forth in abstract number 416 are hereby approved and directed paid.
All those in favor?
Aye. Be resolved that a special meeting of the Board of Trustees of the Village of Fredonia is held on, what day are we gonna go with?
The 29th?
April 29th at 12:30 p.m. on the adoption of the 2011-2012 village budget and to be considered any other business that may come before this board.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye. Be resolved that the village clerk is hereby authorized to advertise for sealed bids for the purchase of polycatatonic polymer potable water coagulant liquid from polyaluminum chloride water coagulant liquid form and polyorthophosphate for the fiscal year beginning June 1st, 2011 and ending May 31st, 2012. Said bid shall be returnable on May 18th, 2011 at 10 a.m., at which time the sealed bids will be publicly opened and read aloud in Conference Room 1, Village Hall. The Village Board of Trustees reserves the right to reject any and all bids and to accept the bid deemed most advantageous to the Village of Fredonia.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Be it resolved that the village clerk is hereby authorized to advertise for sealed bids for the purchase of liquid chlorine for the fiscal year beginning June 1st, 2011, and ending May 31st, 2012. Said bid shall be returnable on May 18th, 2011 at 10 a.m., at which time the bid will be publicly open and read aloud in Conference Room 1, Village Hall. The village board of trustees reserves the right to reject any and all bids and to accept the bid deemed most advantageous to the village of Fredonia.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye. Be it resolved that the village clerk is hereby authorized to advertise for sealed bids for metered fuels, water meters, bituminous concrete for the village's fiscal year beginning June 1st, 2011, and ending May 31st, 2012. Said bids shall be returnable May 18th, 2011 at 10 a.m., at which time the bids will be publicly opened and read aloud in the Conference Room 1 of Village Hall. The village board reserves the right to reject any and all bids to accept the bid deemed most advantageous to the village of Fredonia.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Be it resolved that the village clerk is hereby authorized to advertise for sealed bids for the purchase of synthetic flow coolant for the fiscal year beginning June 1st, 2011, ending May 31st, 2012. Said bids shall be returnable on May 18th, 2011 at 10 a.m., at which time the bids will be publicly opened and read aloud in Conference Room 1, Village Hall. The Village Board of Trustees reserves the right to reject any and all bids and to accept the bid deemed most advantageous to the village of Fredonia.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Whereas James V. Harrington Jr. has requested permission to use a street alleyway in front of East Side Grill 22 Water Street, Fredonia, to hold a benefit fundraiser for Matthew Butch Kacharski, hopefully I pronounced that right, Kaharski, who lost his home and belongings in a fire on April 4th, 2011. Now therefore be it resolved that permission is hereby granted to James B. Harrington Jr. on behalf of the family and friends of Matthew Kaharski to hold benefit fundraiser chicken barbecue in the village alleyway in front of Eastside Grill, 22 Water Street, from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. on Sunday, May 8th, 2011, upon the following conditions. No alcoholic beverage will be sold in the alleyway. The alleyway area will be blocked off so as to prevent persons from taking open containers with alcoholic beverages outside of the barricade area. The alleyway will be closed from 12 noon to 6 p.m. on Sunday, May 8, 2011. Signage will be posted satisfactory to the public, to the police department, informing people that open containers of alcoholic beverage and prohibited beyond the barricaded areas. An insurance certificate shall be provided to the village no later than May 3rd, 2011, in the amount of at least $1 million, showing the village as an additional insured. The police department is authorized to enforce the above and to immediately close the event if the event becomes disorderly or unsafe. Removal of all equipment and area cleaned by 6 p.m. Sunday, May 8, 2011. Does not imply waiver of New York State Liquor Authority regulations.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Whereas a request has been made by Thomas J. Carlson, Administrative Director of Portland Pomfret Dunkard Sewer District, PPD Sewer District, requesting permission to connect the Van Buren Grove subdivision located at 5361 Westlake Road, Dunkirk, New York, which delivers sanitary sewage to the village of Fredonia wastewater treatment plant, a copy of which is attached to this resolution. And whereas said subdivision would add 8 single-family homes to the PPD sewer district, and whereas Betsy Sly, Village of Fredonia Chief Operator of the village wastewater treatment plant, has reported to the mayor and village board that the requested addition of 8 single-family homes would not have any negative impact on the wastewater treatment plant. A copy of Ms. Sly's report dated March 28, 2011 is hereby attached to the resolution. And whereas the Town of Pomfret Planning Board has approved the negative SEQR declaration for the Van Buren Grove subdivision. Now therefore be resolved that permission is hereby granted to the PPD Sewer District to allow the connection of the said additional 8 single-family homes for domestic sewage only located within said subdivision PPD Sewer District lines, subject to the conditions that the 8 homes are not completed within 2 years the adoption of this resolution. A new application must be submitted to the village to connect any of the 8 lots upon which homes have not been constructed in order for the village to make sure that an adequate capacity is still available at the wastewater treatment plant. Whereas subdivision is within the territorial limits of the PPD sewer district, and be it further resolved that the mayor is hereby authorized to write a letter to Thomas J. Carlson, Administrator Director of the PPD sewer district, informing him that the permission has been granted by the village board for 8 additional single-family homes within the Van Buren Grove subdivision, which is owned by Rotunda Properties LLC, which its office is at 307 East Main Street, Fredonia, New York 14063.
Second.
All those in favor? Anyone else have anything for the board or visitors? Do we have a motion then to adjourn?
Make a motion to adjourn?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We are adjourned. Thank you.